Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Banter in the Box, episode 69. It's the episode that Luck Where's the K Williams has been looking forward to. I don't know why he's looking forward to it. He doesn't know what's in it because I haven't recorded it yet. Well, I'm recording it now. This is Drunken Shame, better than Malt Wheat Shame. It has been a massive week in the Family Fantasy Football League. This week, European midweek games, and 8 of the 20 Premier League Cup clubs played twice this week, and that led to some huge scores in the Family Fantasy Football League, and there's been a hive of activity off the pitch as well. In this episode 69 of Banter in the Box, we are bringing you the game week 26 winners and losers. 4 managers going into the transfer market this week. 2 of them playing an Oi Ease Mine tactical gambit, which allowed them to purchase a player even though he already belonged to another Premier League club. And for the first time this season, no happy endings manager Di Maloney retained top spot for a second consecutive week. As well as the game week 26 winners and losers, we've got the question of the week. The Wall of Shame. Yes, incredibly, game week 26, we've had another entry to the Wall of Shame. We've got a quote of the week. I just called to say I'm sober. The FFFL Cup quarter-final review. It was the quarterfinals last week. I predicted the outcome of the 4 results. Let's see how many I got right. And finally, we end as always with a manager of the season update. So, first up, your game week 26 winners. Take a bow. Norfolk and Chance FC manager Angela Addis for a second consecutive week is a game week winner. Angela climbed 1 place to 26th in the Family Fantasy Football League. That the highest position Angela has occupied since game week 6. Take a bow also for a second consecutive week. Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby. Joe climbed 1 place to 18th in the table. That the highest position Joe has occupied since game week 1. Take a bow also, debut manager better than the Diamonds James Holmes. James climbed 1 place to 3rd, and in this, his debut season, 3rd place is the highest position James has ever occupied. And our final game week 26 winner, take a bow, Napoli manager Lee Poulter. Lee was the biggest climber this week, up 4 places to 12th. He recorded his first weekly win of the season, and he did it with a personal highest weekly total of 102 points. Lee becomes only the 2nd manager this season to register more than 100 points in a single game week. Sadly, not the highest weekly score this season. Neil Hatch recorded a score of 108 points earlier on in the season, but it still was an impressive total from Lee that claimed his first weekly win of the season. So they are your game week 26 losers, 26 winners. Now hide your head in shame for the game week 26 losers. There are 5 of them this week. Hide your head in shame. The Appleys United's Marie Appley dropped 1 place to 27th, which is the lowest she's been since game week 15. Similarly, Megan Hoxley Chamberlain's Megan Hoxby dropped 1 place to 22nd, the lowest she's been since game week 15. Hide your head in shame. Mops Hoxby's I've Got a Life, suffering from COVID this week, along with Gobi Desert Canoe Club's managers Pops Hoxby, and the week didn't get any better. She dropped her place to 19th. 19th is the lowest position Mops has occupied since game week 3. Hide your head in shame. The number 1 rated manager Arden Diamond Steve Holmes. He dropped 1 place to 4th. That's the lowest position he's occupied since game week 18. But game week's 26 biggest loser, AFC Razor manager Ray Poulter, stayed bottom of the table for a 24th consecutive week, and he was the lowest scorers this week with a paltry 12 points. They are your game week 26 losers. So now we have the question of the week, and here is the question. Lyndon's Lovely's manager Jo Hoxby has her mum Brenda over to stay this week, and Jo offered her mum Brenda some shreddies for breakfast. And Brenda said, "Yep, that's great, I'll have some shreddies." Jo proceeded to serve her value malt wheats. So the question of the week is it acceptable to offer your mum shreddies for breakfast and then proceed to serve her value malt wheats? Now, a manager of the season point to everyone that gets involved here. If you think it is acceptable to offer someone shreddies and then serve them value malt wheats, you need to post on the Family Fantasy Football League Facebook group, Shreddygate, I'm with Jo, and you need to tag Jo Hoxby in the post in order to get the manager of the season point. Or you can also get a manager of the season point if you post to the Family Fantasy Facebook group, Shreddygate, Joe's out of order, and tag Jo Hoxby in the post. You'll get a manager of the season point there. I'm interested to see what the Family Fantasy Football League community think of Shreddygate. Don't let me down, guys. Now, Wall of Shame. They are all the managers that have appeared on the Wall of Shame this season. My word, they're an ugly bunch. Some of them appearing twice, but it's been a while since anyone's been on the Wall of Shame. Everybody's got the hang of this by now, right? Wrong. 4 managers went into the transfer market this week, but one of them, it took 2 attempts. One of our managers currently has a formation of 3-5-2, and they tried to transfer out Cristiano Ronaldo and insert a midfielder. That would have made their formation 3-6-1, which is obviously a completely illegal formation, made the transfer void, and meant they became the 11th edition on the Wall of Shame. Hide your head in shame. The Mad Hatter, Creed Bratton Society manager, the latest entry to the Wall of Shame, which brings me on to the quote of the week, because I informed the Mad Hatter of his faux pas, and I let him know that his transfer was indeed void and he had made the Wall of Shame, and I got this message back. Okay, I'm kind of drunk, so I'm just going to send it. Ronaldo out for Matip, and I'll use that wild card, oh, he's mine. It's actually, oh, he's mine. And then I'll make Jota El Capitano. Is that valid? God, pray it is. Can't be double Wall of Shamed, Mad Hatter. Well, that actually earns you, Mad Hatter, a manager of the season point for the quote of the week. So it's not all bad, right? Now, I just called to say I'm sober. Benny United manager Mark Benwell is known to be a legendary drinker. But his wife Donna keeps telling me that he's actually a bit of a lightweight. She says that she reckons that he only has to have a couple of pints of Foster's and he's out the game. He can't talk properly. And we are all due to go, or well, not due, we are all going on Napoli manager Lee Poulter's stag do in early May. All the boys together, as well as me and Mark and Ted and Sam Junior's manager Ian Sands, going along to, look after all the youngsters, make sure they don't get too out of hand, because, we're the sensible guys. But Donna is convinced that Mark is going to die on that stag do, which is, a bit dramatic, because she says he just can't hold his drink anymore. Now I don't believe this of my brother. So before I started recording this edition of Banter in the Box, I called Mark earlier and I said, look, don't go mad, but just leisurely drink a couple of pints of Foster's and then give me a call during the Banter in the Box, and I'll prove to everyone that that you don't get out your box after 2 pints of Foster's. So let me just message him and let him know I'm ready for him to give me a call. And, we'll prove it once and for all. He's going to have drunk 2 Fosters and he's going to be absolutely fine. I've messaged him to give me a ring. Oh, here it comes. Let me hold the phone up next to the microphone so you can hear this. Benny, you're live on air, mate. Let me know how you're feeling after your 2 pints of Fosters.
Yeah, so I'm looking for original JD free. Reggie, I know you're there. Pick up the phone.
I'm here, Mark.
You told me to make the moonshine. I made the moonshine.
What?
I got into it, but I made the moonshine, Reginald. I want my money. Call me, Reginald.
Benny, what are you talking about?
Yeah, call me, Reginald.
What?
Alright.
He's gone. Oh. Yeah, like I say, he definitely can handle his beer. Okay, last weekend was the Family Fantasy Football League quarterfinals. They were the quarterfinal lineup: Chairman's Choice against Gobi Desert Canoe Club. Now, I called this as a Gobi Desert Canoe Club victory, and the result was Chairman's Choice 27, Gobi Desert Canoe Club 68. Blimey, I knew I'd lose. I didn't think I'd get hammered by quite that many. Grease Lightning up against Juan Veron FC. Debut manager Luck Where's the K Williams. I called this as a Juan Veron victory. The result was Grease Lightning 42, Juan Veron FC 55. That's 2 out of 2 for me. Means Gobi Desert Canoe Club joint record number of Family Fantasy Football League Cup wins with 3. Going for that record, he faces debut manager Juan Veron FC in the semi-final. Fingering Hoe Rangers against Nicholas Anelka. I called this as a Nicholas Anelka narrow victory. Fingering Hoe Rangers 26, Nicholas Anelka 29. It was a close one, and that's another one I've got right. And relegation strugglers Nicholas Anelka into the FFL Cup semi-finals. Unbelievable. And then the tied around, Hatch United versus Arden Diamonds. I predicted a Hatch United victory here. It was Arden Diamonds 30, Hatch United 57. It wasn't even close. The number 1 rated manager's got a poor record in the FFL Cup. Crashes out to Hatch United, going for that league and cup double. So, semi-final lineup: Gobi Desert Canoe Club against Juan Veron FC and Nicholas Anelka surprise package against Hatch United. The semi-finals will be played first full Premier League fixture weekend in April. Who the fuck is that? It's been running for a number of weeks. It was worth 6 points this week. 3 managers had a go. Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby hasn't had a go at these for a while. She joined in. She thought it was a picture of herself. And I've got a life manager, Mops Hoxby. Incorrect answer, Joe. Hatch United manager Neil Hatch thought that it was a picture of Legends 23 manager Nicky Saunders and Poppy's players Sarah Simons. Afraid not, Neil. Incorrect answer. And Benny United manager Mark Benwell has a go at these every week. He thought it was a picture of a Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby and Never the Boys manager Jack Hoxby. Sorry, Mark, an incorrect guess. So as well as those 3 guesses, I'll just remind you, previous guesses that were wrong. Myself and Lyndon's Lovely's manager Joe Hoxby was an incorrect guess. Megan Hoxlade Chamberlain manager Megan Hoxby and Grease Lightning manager Alexi Lagos was an incorrect guess last week. And Chairman's Choice and Gobi Desert Canoe Club manager Pops Hoxby was an incorrect guess. So it's rolling over to next week when it will be worth 8 manager of the season points. So here is the top 10 in the manager of the season table. Mops Hoxby drops a place to joint 10th. for being a game week 26 loser. Jordan Williams gets a point for the quote of the week. And along with Angela Addis and James Holmes, who were both game week 26 winners, climbs to joint 10th. Lee Poulter was a game week 26 winner. He goes clear in 8th place. Steve Holmes stayed 4th despite losing a point for being a game week 26 loser. And Megan Hoxby stayed top despite losing a point for being a game week 26 loser. Megan's lead over second place Mark Benwell is now 8 points, which is strange, Lee, the amount of points on offer in this week's Who the Fuck Is That? Because it's rolling over and it's now worth 8 manager of the season points. But to get those 8 points, you need to tell me which 2 current Family Fantasy Football League managers are pictured there. So that is episode 69 of Banter in the Box. Luck, I hope it was everything you thought it was going to be. Until next week, take care everyone. Bye bye.